Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn and hold on to your seats, because the internet just got slammed with a bombshell that makes reality TV look like a kindergarten playdate. Jason Lee? Yes, the man who's been whispering secrets behind the scenes like a walking tabloid just dropped medical reports that have fans and haters alike scrambling for answers. And the subject, none other than Chrisean Jr., the young starlet whose life may be hanging by a thread. This isn't your typical he's fine, she's fine celebrity gossip. This is heart-stopping. Edge of your seat, call your mom, and double-check the health insurance-type drama. People are reading these reports like they're treasure maps, decoding every number, every test result, every cryptic doctor's note. And the speculation. Let's just say it's trending harder than a Kanye tweet in the middle of an awards show meltdown. Social media timelines are exploding. Memes are multiplying faster than rabbits on energy drinks. And every influencer with a camera or microphone is claiming they have the inside scoop, some of them probably making it up. But hey, who cares? Because when the stakes are life and death, clicks are guaranteed, and everyone wants a piece of the drama. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why Jason Lee's leak isn't just news. It's a full-blown viral earthquake, and nobody is escaping the aftershocks. The moment Jason Lee dropped those medical reports, the internet collectively lost its mind. And I mean lost it like every influencer, blogger, and TikTok analyst simultaneously choking on their coffee while screaming into their cameras. This wasn't just a leak. It was a full-blown revelation that made previous celebrity health scares look like a kindergarten. Scrape. Chrisean Jr., a name already synonymous with controversy, chaos, and social media meltdowns, suddenly became the center of a storm that feels like it could literally change the trajectory of her life. Jason Lee, the man who has this uncanny ability to sniff out chaos and present it like a masterclass in suspense, didn't just give fans a snippet, he unleashed an entire dossier, and the reaction, pure, unadulterated hysteria. People were screenshotting every line, reading the fine print like it contained the next plot twist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, while some were claiming the numbers spelled doom. It was dramatic, it was terrifying, and it was impossible to look away. Headlines exploded. Chrisean's life in danger. Medical reports leak shocks fans. And of course, Jason Lee breaks the internet again. The frenzy was instant. In 1 hour, every platform from Instagram to X, from TikTok to YouTube was flooded with reactions, speculations, and viral soundbites. Even casual fans who normally scroll past drama faster than a Netflix intro sequence were captivated. Because when a medical report drops and the words imply life or death stakes, people stop scrolling. They pause. They scream at their phones. They share with friends. This wasn't just gossip, it was a cultural event. And let's not pretend this is normal celebrity reporting. No. This is the kind of leak that makes tabloids sweat and news desks scramble for verification. Jason Lee didn't just leak charts or blood work. He leaked tension, fear, and speculation in a perfectly packaged drama bomb. Social media became a war zone of theories. Some argued the reports hinted at a worst-case scenario. Others claimed Jason Lee exaggerated the severity for ClickSwitch. Let's be honest, is basically his job description. Memes exploded instantly, portraying Chrisean Jr. in scenes from apocalyptic movies, video game survival modes, and even reality show elimination episodes. One viral edit had her walking down a hospital hallway like she was about to face the final boss in a cinematic thriller, with ominous music adding an extra punch of terror, and people ate it up. Literally within minutes, commentary threads were running wild, influencer reactions went nuclear, and hashtags like #Chrissy and your health crisis and #Jason Lee leaks were trending worldwide. The virality wasn't about who was right or wrong, it was about drama, suspense, and the irresistible pull of uncertainty. But here's where it gets wild. The leak didn't just scare fans, it created immediate tension within the celebrity ecosystem. Every ally, foe, and casual acquaintance of Chrisean Jr. suddenly felt obligated to take a stance. Some were posting supportive messages, creating heartfelt tributes, or rallying fans to send love. Others, naturally, were spinning narratives that made the situation even more explosive. What if she's overhyped? One tweet read, "What if Jason Lee's report is the tip of the iceberg?" Meanwhile, conspiracy theorists were already combing through every past live stream, every cryptic Instagram story, and every viral clip to predict the next twist. Social media, as always, turned chaos into content. It was relentless, obsessive, and brilliantly amplified by the uncertainty surrounding the medical information. Every screenshot of the report, no matter how mundane, became a potential headline. Every snippet of data became fodder for wild speculation. And the more people speculated, the bigger the storm grew, like a tornado spinning out of a single spark of leaked information. At the heart of this frenzy was the terrifying reality of the medical report itself. Jason Lee didn't just provide vague warnings or generalized statements, he dropped specifics. Fans were now analyzing numbers, interpreting charts, and trying to decode medical jargon like amateur detectives in a high-stakes Netflix mystery. And because it involved a young celebrity whose life has always been under the microscope, every word carried weight. The anxiety wasn't abstract, it was personal for fans, magnified by the social media ecosystem where emotion drives virality. Every comment thread became a debate hall. Was the situation critical? Was she stable? Were the reports an overstatement? And the tension was palpable. The internet doesn't thrive on comment, thrives on drama, fear, speculation, and outrage, all of which Jason Lee delivered in bucket loads. Meanwhile, the reactions of other celebrities and influencers added fuel to the fire. Some posted cryptic messages implying insider knowledge. Some subtly dragged Jason Lee's credibility into question, while others tweeted heart emojis and prayers that made the story trend further without even saying a single word about the medical details. One influencer even created a viral soundbite remix of Jason Lee's dramatic announcement, complete with cinematic drum rolls and suspenseful pauses, turning a single clip into a full-on meme sensation. Social media was now a self-propagating beast. Every reaction created more content, more speculation, and more engagement, and in true chaotic fashion. The narrative was no longer just about Chrisean Jr., it was about everyone involved, everyone reacting, and everyone who wanted a piece of the trending story. This was drama feeding drama, compounded by the emotional stakes of life and death speculation. As the first 12 hours of this viral explosion passed, the storyline grew increasingly complicated. Supporters of Chrisean Jr. were frantically defending her stability, citing past recoveries and resilience as proof she could handle any crisis. Skeptics questioned every detail, suggesting Jason Lee's bombshell report might be exaggerated for maximum virality. And amid all this, memes continued to thrive, ranging from heart-wrenching to absolutely absurd, like Chrisean Jr., depicted in survival scenarios from zombie apocalypses to reality show elimination rounds. One particularly viral edit showed her strapped into a fighter jet as if her life depended on cinematic heroics, with dramatic text reading, "Chrisean Jr. versus the medical universe." Fans, of course, were divided between panicked concern and dark humor, creating an endless cycle of virality that made the story inescapable. What made this leak truly devastating, however, was the combination of credibility and chaos. Jason Lee is no stranger to drama, he thrives on it, but unlike random tabloid posts, his reports carried weight. People trusted him enough to read the report, share it, and obsess over it, while still questioning the implications. The tension between trust and uncertainty is what made the leak so effective. Every social media timeline became a tightrope walk. Believe the report, panic and share, or question it, analyze it, and wait for more confirmation. Either way, engagement was guaranteed. This is how modern celebrity crises go viral, by turning every viewer into both a consumer and a commentator. And in this case, nobody could afford to scroll past not for a second. By the end of the first wave of reactions, it was clear Jason Lee's leak wasn't just a story. It was an event. A cultural moment, a viral earthquake that would ripple across platforms, memes, and headlines for days to come. Social media had become a pressure cooker of fear, speculation, and outrage, while every new post, story, or cryptic clip only amplified the tension. And the human factor fans' desperation, influencers' opportunism, and celebrities' cryptic reactions made it feel like the saga had only just begun. Because if the first 24 hours were any indication, no one involved would escape the scrutiny, and no part of the story would remain untouched by the wildfire of speculation Jason Lee had unleashed. The leak didn't just inform, it ignited. Every chart, every number, every word in those reports became a talking point, a headline, a viral meme, and a source of endless discussion. And while chaos raged across social media, one fact remained undeniable. The story was larger than life, larger than any simple report, larger than any single reaction. It had become a full-blown narrative, with suspense, stakes, and drama rivaling the most over-the-top reality TV seasons. And the truth, this was just the opening act. The stage was set. The audience was hooked, and the next chapters of this saga promised to escalate in ways nobody could predict, making the Kardashians' family feuds look like a casual Sunday brunch. As the hours turned into a full day of viral chaos, the story around Chrisean Jr.'s medical reports didn't just simmer, it erupted like a soda bottle shaken by a tornado. Jason Lee's leak had done more than shock fans. It had created a multi-platform feeding frenzy, a perfect storm of speculation, panic, and obsession. TikTok was alive with reaction videos. Some tearful, some panicked, and some downright absurd. One viral clip showed fans dramatically reenacting the hospital scene with stuffed animals and toy stethoscopes. Captioned, "The world waits for Chrisean Jr." Instagram was flooded with heart emojis, prayer hands, and cryptic messages from influencers hinting that they had insider knowledge but wouldn't spill it fully. On X, the tweets were relentless. Every statistic in Jason Lee's reports was analyzed like a Wall Street forecast, with fans debating severity, prognosis, and even predicting worst-case scenarios with mathematical precision. The internet wasn't just consuming the news, it was performing it, turning speculation into performance art, memes, and viral threads that propelled the story further. And in this digital ecosystem, the more dramatic the narrative, the more momentum it gained, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of hysteria and engagement. Celebrities couldn't resist jumping into the chaos either. Some posted cryptic prayers and positive vibes for Chrisean Jr., while others subtly threw shade at the leak itself, questioning the credibility of Jason Lee's bombshell report. Every celebrity reaction became a mini-episode in this ongoing saga. Some influencers even turned Jason Lee's report into cinematic mini-montages with suspenseful music, slow-motion hospital footage, and dramatic text overlays, making the leak feel like a full-blown thriller rather than a medical disclosure. Memes were circulating faster than wildfire, portraying Chrisean Jr. as a heroic figure facing apocalyptic challenges, a video game protagonist on the brink of losing her life bar, or a reality show contestant navigating the ultimate elimination round. And while some reactions were humorous exaggerations, the undertone of anxiety was universal. Fans were genuinely terrified, and every exaggeration only intensified the collective obsession. The intensity of speculation wasn't just online, it rippled into every corner of pop culture commentary. Reaction channels were dissecting Jason Lee's reports line by line, turning every number and medical term into dramatic foreshadowing. "Look at this blood work," one influencer gasped. "This is not just alarming, it's catastrophic." Others countered, "She's resilient, don't panic." These contradictory analyses created perfect tension, keeping viewers hooked, debating endlessly in comment sections, and sharing content faster than the speed of social media algorithms. The situation became a surreal hybrid of horror, suspense, and absurd humor, where memes coexisted with tears, and panic coexisted with dark jokes. People were simultaneously laughing, crying, and theorizing about the future of Chrisean Jr., turning this leak into a cultural obsession. And of course, the internet had no patience for subtlety. Every snippet of Jason Lee's report was amplified, clipped, and reposted endlessly. TikTok soundbites looped dramatic phrases from the leak. Instagram Reels recontextualized charts into cinematic sequences. And reaction videos multiplied faster than anyone could track. Conspiracy theories exploded. Was the report fully accurate, partially exaggerated, or a precursor to an even bigger revelation? Fans combed through every live stream, social post, and interview for clues, convinced that hidden messages were embedded. In each frame, influencers weighed in with hot takes, some wildly speculative, some emotionally manipulative, but all designed to maximize clicks and views. The story, initially about a medical report, had become a sprawling spectacle, and never-ending social media narrative that refused to die. Meanwhile, Chrisean Jr.'s loyal fanbase was mobilizing like a digital army. Hashtags like #pray for Chrisean Jr., #JasonLeeLeaks, and #life or death trends were trending worldwide. Supporters posted screenshots of inspirational quotes, memes portraying Chrisean as a survivor, and personal videos sending love, prayers, and encouragement. At the same time, skeptics, fueled by fear and curiosity, dissected every detail of Jason Lee's leaked report. What did the numbers really mean? Could she recover? Was this an exaggeration or reality? The tension between hope and fear drove engagement to a fever pitch. Social media became a theater of suspense, a digital coliseum where fans, critics, and influencers fought for narrative control with every post, comment, and share. The celebrities who chose to comment added another layer of complexity. Some subtly positioned themselves as insiders, implying they had more information than the public, while others used the situation to indirectly boost their own visibility by offering support or cryptic. See warnings. One influencer even remixed Jason Lee's audio with dramatic music, turning the leak into a cinematic horror trailer complete with pulse-pounding beats and slow-motion captions. Memes ranged from heart-wrenching to absurdly over-the-top, including depictions of Chrisean Jr. as a gladiator fighting an invisible army of medical charts, or a video game avatar whose health bar was perilously low, yet somehow, against all odds, clinging to life. The combination of fear, humor, and exaggeration turned the leak into a cultural spectacle that consumed the internet, transcending the original context of the medical report. As the drama escalated, reactions became more extreme and sensationalized. Some fans were convinced this was just the beginning, predicting more leaks, more secrets, and even suggesting hidden motives behind Jason Lee's disclosures. Others amplified fear by posting speculative worst-case scenarios, turning the already tense narrative into a roller coaster of anxiety. Each viral post generated more reactions, which in turn fueled more speculation, creating a feedback loop of hysteria and fascination. Social media had transformed into a theater where audiences were both spectators and participants, shaping the narrative with every like, comment, and share. And the pace of virality was relentless. Every second, a new clip, meme, or commentary video added layers of drama, keeping viewers glued to their screens. Yet amid the chaos, the core human drama remained compelling. Chrisean Jr., a young celebrity already accustomed to the glare of the internet, suddenly became a symbol of vulnerability, courage, and unpredictability. Fans debated her resilience, dissected her past experiences, and speculated about her ability to overcome this latest challenge. The tension between her youth and the perceived severity of the medical report created a perfect storm of emotional engagement, ensuring that the story would not fade quickly. Social media, with its obsession for emotional highs and lows, turned Jason Lee's leak into a narrative that felt simultaneously urgent, tragic, and irresistibly watchable. By the end of this viral explosion, it was clear that the situation had escalated beyond anything simple reporting could contain. The combination of Jason Lee's dramatic leak, the unpredictable reactions of celebrities and fans, and the viral amplification of memes and commentary had created a cultural phenomenon. Every reaction, every speculation, every screenshot contributed to a sprawling narrative that consumed timelines, dominated trending pages, and captivated audiences worldwide. And while some might criticize the frenzy as over the top, the truth is undeniable in a world driven by virality, emotion, and suspense. Jason Lee had crafted a masterstroke of digital drama that ensured Chrisean Jr.'s story would dominate conversations for days, weeks, and potentially months to come. The frenzy wasn't just about fear. It was about control, perception, and the insatiable appetite for drama. Fans, influencers, and celebrities were all entangled in a complex web of speculation and emotional investment. Memes and viral edits turned the medical report into a pop culture spectacle, ensuring that the story reached every corner of the internet. And as the chaos unfolded, one thing became crystal clear. This was more than a leak. It was a narrative earthquake, shaking the foundations of celebrity gossip, social media hysteria, and fan obsession all at once. The stakes were life or death, the reactions were intense, and the spectacle was unavoidable. Jason Lee had not just dropped a report, he had ignited a cultural explosion. And in the relentless universe of viral celebrity drama, the aftershocks would be felt everywhere, by everyone, and for a long time. As the dust settled from the initial viral explosion, the aftershocks of Jason Lee's leak began to reshape the entire narrative around Chrisean Jr. The drama had moved beyond medical speculation. It had become a full-blown cultural event. Fans were no longer just reacting, they were positioning themselves, taking sides, and defending their chosen narratives with the zeal of courtroom lawyers. Supporters painted Chrisean Jr. as a fighter, a young celebrity forced to navigate not only the intense scrutiny of fame, but also life-threatening challenges. Every meme showing her resilience, every video highlighting her past comebacks, and every heartfelt post became ammunition in a digital war for perception. Meanwhile, skeptics continued to analyze the report with surgical precision, debating whether Jason Lee had exaggerated the danger or merely revealed the unavoidable truth. The tension between hope and fear created a sustained viral momentum, keeping engagement levels off the charts. People weren't just consuming the content, they were living it, reinterpreting it, and projecting it onto every interaction in the public eye. The saga had entered a stage where perception mattered as much, if not more, than reality. Celebrities and influencers played their roles perfectly, either amplifying concern or leveraging the chaos to increase their own visibility. Some posted vague cryptic messages implying insider knowledge, while others shared heart emojis, prayers, and well-meaning commentary. Every subtle action became a talking point, feeding the digital frenzy. Memes continued to proliferate at a relentless pace, depicting Chrisean Jr. in heroic scenarios, dystopian battles, and cinematic survival sequences. Some were heartbreaking, some humorous, and some outright absurd, but every meme contributed to the narrative, transforming the leak from a mere news story into a sprawling social media epic. It was an ecosystem of chaos, emotion, and virality, where every new post created new angles for discussion and analysis. Jason Lee had inadvertently crafted a narrative that transcended its original intent, making every participant, viewer, and commentator a part of the unfolding story. The public discourse began to polarize more sharply. Loyal fans rallied fiercely around Chrisean Jr., defending her resilience, citing her past recoveries, and criticizing any perceived exaggeration of the medical situation. Detractors, however, used the reports to highlight patterns, pointing to previous controversies and public missteps as evidence of poor judgment, instability, or recklessness. Each side amplified the other, creating a feedback loop of outrage and defense that kept the story trending worldwide. And the tension was heightened by the uncertainty inherent in any medical situation. People knew that the numbers and charts Jason Lee released were serious, but without a full context. The imagination filled in the blanks, often with catastrophic scenarios. Social media had turned speculation into reality, making Chrisean Jr.'s situation a living, breathing drama where every reaction, like and comment, fed the narrative. At the same time, the story began impacting reputations beyond just Chrisean Jr. Jason Lee's credibility skyrocketed. He was no longer just a commentator. He had become a cultural provocateur, the orchestrator of one of the most compelling viral dramas in recent memory. His ability to time the leak, frame the narrative, and allow the audience to speculate without intervention turned him into a figure of fascination. Meanwhile, Chrisean Jr.'s public image became more complex, a blend of vulnerability, resilience, and polarizing unpredictability. Fans saw her as a survivor, a hero facing insurmountable odds, while critics questioned her decisions, her team, and the very public nature of her health crisis. And lurking silently, as always, were influencers and minor celebrities who leveraged the chaos for clicks, commentary, and social capital, turning the situation into a full-scale spectacle with multiple layers of engagement. Meanwhile, memes continued to dominate the cultural discourse, transforming a serious situation into viral art and commentary. Chrisean Jr. was depicted as a fighter in epic video game scenarios, cinematic battles, and even exaggerated medical simulations where she triumphed against impossible odds. Some memes were darkly humorous, showing absurd interpretations of hospital scenarios, while others carried an undercurrent of genuine concern. Social media users, seemingly incapable of separating humor from reality, consumed and shared these memes at an unprecedented rate. The leak had not just informed the public. It had given them a story to interact with, reinterpret, and dramatize. Endlessly, every new clip, reaction, and post ensured that the narrative remained alive, evolving, and impossible to ignore. By the second and third day, the real consequences began to emerge. Chrisean Jr.'s team faced scrutiny for their handling of the situation, with fans questioning transparency, timing, and public statements. Every statement or lack thereof was analyzed in the context of Jason Lee's report, and even minor missteps were amplified into trending talking points. Meanwhile, social media debates became increasingly theatrical, with fans staging virtual battles over narrative control, spreading both concern and speculation like wildfire. The leak had expanded beyond a simple health update. It had become a public relations storm that would continue to influence perception, engagement, and celebrity branding for weeks, if not months. Every action, comment, or meme was now filtered through the lens of this incident, proving that in today's social media ecosystem, a single leak could redefine an entire narrative. The drama also forced a reevaluation of trust and credibility. Jason Lee's report had thrown a spotlight on the power of leaks, speculation, and controlled narrative timing. Audiences became aware that social media interpretation can often be more impactful than official statements, and celebrities and influencers were now forced to navigate a hyper-aware, hyper-reactive environment. Chrisean Jr.'s situation became a masterclass in modern virality, subtlety, transparency, and timing could either mitigate or amplify public reaction. And with each passing hour, the story evolved, fueled by fans, skeptics, and opportunistic commentators, turning what could have been a brief headline into a sprawling cultural phenomenon. By the end of this cascade, one thing was undeniably clear. Jason Lee's leak had triggered a perfect storm of emotion, speculation, and virality. Chrisean Jr.'s medical situation was no longer just a private concern. It had become a global narrative, dissected, debated, and dramatized across every corner of social media. The story had transcended news, becoming a cultural spectacle that combines suspense, humor, horror, and absurd exaggeration in a way only the internet can. And while the initial shock may have subsided slightly, the aftershocks were still rippling through timelines, comment sections, and meme threads, ensuring that every subsequent post, reaction, or speculation would be measured against the precedent. Jason Lee had said, even as the chaos stabilized, the narrative remained potent. Chrisean Jr., Jason Lee, and every influencer reacting to the reports had been repositioned in the public eye. The young starlet became a symbol of vulnerability, resilience, and unpredictability, while Jason Lee cemented his status as a master manipulator of digital suspense, memes, theories, and viral clips ensured the story's longevity, creating a feedback loop where every new interaction added layers to the narrative. And for the audience, the takeaway was clear. In the age of social media, a single leak, perfectly timed and packaged, can dominate conversation, redefine reputations, and create a story that refuses to die quietly. As the saga concluded for now, the stage was set for the next chapter. Fans and commentators alike remained on high alert, scanning for new developments, leaks, or statements. Every glance, every post, and every cryptic comment was now analyzed through the lens of Jason Lee's dramatic revelation. The tension, suspense, and public fascination ensured that Chrisean Jr.'s story would remain trending, debated, and dissected, a continuous loop of engagement for anyone seeking drama, speculation, or entertainment. And while no one could predict what would happen next, one certainty remained. In a world dominated by virality, every revelation has consequences, every reaction matters, and every viewer is now a participant in the unfolding narrative. The story was far from over. Even as the immediate crisis faded from trending pages, the cultural imprint of Jason Lee's leak lingered. Memes would resurface, commentary would evolve, and fan theories would proliferate, creating a long-term, self-sustaining, viral narrative. Chrisean Jr. had become not just a person, but a phenomenon, a living, breathing story shaped as much by public perception as by reality. And in this digital age, where every click amplifies drama, every comment becomes part of the record, and every meme fuels the next wave, the saga promised to continue in ways that were unpredictable, emotional, and undeniably viral. The earthquake Jason Lee started was only just beginning, and the aftershocks would reverberate across social media for a long time to come. Alright, listen up, because if you thought this saga was wild, you've barely scratched the surface. Smash that like button like it owes you money, because every click keeps you on the front lines of chaos, right here where the hottest celebrity scandals explode first. Don't just watch, comment, and tell us what you think. Are you Team Chrisean Jr., convinced she's going to pull through like a cinematic hero? Or are you sad-eyeing Jason Lee for dropping this bombshell and fueling the frenzy? Your takes are the fuel, the gasoline on this wildfire of drama. And trust me, the internet is thirsty for your opinion. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because in the world of celebrity chaos, you do not want to blink. The next twist, leak, or shocking revelation could drop at any moment. And if you're not here, you'll miss it. And let's be real, that's a crime in the age of virality. Here on Celeb Insanity, we don't just cover the news, we dissect it, exaggerate it, meme it, and serve it to you hotter than a paparazzi flash in Times Square. From medical report leaks to shocking celebrity spats, from viral memes to dramatic social media showdowns, this channel is your friend.